Welcome to iHeart Geek.
And welcome to another episode of iHeart Geek. Merry Christmas, Happy Life Day, and everything else that is.
Happy holidays!
Oh yeah, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Am I missing any guys? I probably am. I apologize.
Probably.
Y'all can give me send me bad stuff on the comments.
Put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll always take more Facebook stuff. Okay, so we are discussing, because to kick off our holiday season, we are discussing the Lego Christmas special. Star Wars Lego Christmas special. Knew I was going to say that wrong. I'm really happy with this panel that we accidentally threw together, because this is actually a really fun panel. I'm Dub, and I'm your producer. And with us, let's see, for the first time on a regular show, we have Mr. Chris Giorgetti. How are you doing, bud?
Yay!
I am good. I've had my morning coffee, and we're going to talk some Star Wars.
Was it Irish coffee?
I wish.
Was it eggnog coffee? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Batu coffee.
That's what
yes.
I forgot.
Oh, wow. It's not blue, so that kind of upsets me, because in the Star Wars universe, everything is blue.
Everything's blue.
Everything is blue, yes.
And also, for his first time on a regular episode, we have Mr. Tyler Romine. How are you doing, bud?
Doing good. Getting things done around the house.
Yeah, well, 'tis the season, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on in the last minute, but one
Yes, we do.
of our panelists decided he was going to go try to win a candy.
Absolutely.
shop,
My pleasure.
So, yeah. I'll tell you all about it later. Okay, and finally we have Miss Darth Geeky Page.
Corky.
No, I like Darth Geeky Page.
Okay, Darth Geeky
We're
page.
changing
As long as
it.
I get the Darth in there, because I'm going to be the mean one. Arr.
Sort of like normal.
Yeah, but I'm going to be really mean. Instead of Fuzzy Duck mean.
Is that why you're wearing your very special Sally Jesse Raphael glasses?
Well, that, and I'm blind and I need glasses.
Wow, I'm harsh today. I apologize. I'm kind of making my way over to the dark side today. I apologize to everyone involved.
We have cookies.
Okay, so true story. I started watching the Star Wars Lego Christmas special, and we have a big group chat of everybody that's on the show usually, and I wrote, within the first 10 minutes, watching Star Wars Lego Christmas special, I'd rather be watching the original with the Wookiees and no subtitles. I was wrong after 10 minutes, but the first 10 minutes was hard.
Yeah, it takes a bit to get into it.
Yeah, it felt. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's get everyone else's opinions on the first few minutes before we get into the interesting stuff. Let's start with you, Tyler. What did you think of the first few minutes of this?
I was about ready for a nap. It was a little much to get into. Yeah, even the kids were kind of looking at me like, "Are we really doing this?" But yeah,
That's not a good sign, Lego.
About halfway through, so
yeah. Once Rey goes into the cave, it's cool. But before then, whew. Yeah. Courtney, what about you?
I believe my text to you was does this get better? Because this is bad.
It was a little harsh. Chris, do you have a positivity thing on here?
About the Lego Star Wars
The first
thing?
few minutes, yeah.
It was slow.
It was
it was kind of boring.
I want to know whose idea this was. Let's make it really bad to start.
I wonder if they did do it on purpose because they're well, they know the first one was terrible.
You know what? There might be something
Everybody hates
to that.
the original.
There could very well be something to that, and so therefore they gave us what we thought we'd get for the first few minutes. However, you see Poe Dameron walk in with the Christmas sweater
with BB-8 on it.
And I was
That was cute.
Okay, this has some hope. That's kind of funny. And at this point, I was looking for anything to entertain me. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to watch this because I know we're gonna end up talking about it on a show. So okay, let me just grin and bear it and get through it.
Hold in there.
Yeah. And you know what? That gave me a little bit of hope starting. So and then it all turns around, and I think it turns into one of the better Star Wars things that we've seen. still, and I've said this before, I'm not a fan of the last 3 Star Wars or the prequel Star Wars. They're just not good to me. And there was a lot of that in this, but it was very forgivable with the way it was done. So let me ask this question when, especially of our resident expert, Chris, because it all gets thrown on you. If they mess up, it's your fault.
Yep.
Buckle up.
So since when is Finn a Jedi? I don't really recall that. I mean, there was like hints to it.
Yeah.
But there was never training that happened or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things I actually like that they touched on, unlike the actual movies. I kind of liked how they played with, oh, he's force sensitive. Let's, he could be a Jedi. It was hinted at.
Could be.
He could be.
Yeah,
Or,
it was hinted at a lot of times in the.
It's just, in the movies, it's just hinted at. But it's not explained, kind of like all of episode 9.
This is going to be our chance to rip on all things Star Wars. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
we've been having a love affair with the Mandalorian, so it's fun to be able to rip again. So
yes. But I thought it, there were some things that were refreshing about the Lego special, and this was one of them, just exploring the possibility that he could or could not use the force.
Does everybody like the idea of him being force sensitive, or is it kind of, we know what's happened with John, what's his name?
Boyega.
Yeah, Boyega. We all know that he will never be part of Star Wars again, so it's kind of a moot point at this time. So I don't care what they do with his character, but that's not me being harsh. That's just the truities of it. How do you guys feel about him? Do you think this would have kind of even changed the movies if they would have done this earlier, Tyler?
Not at all.
No,
No,
it's done. It sucked.
Yeah, I think it was a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets the Force. Oprah's just giving it out for Christmas.
You get the Force, and you get.
We need to be on that show, Tyler.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, if it's not a zombie, you get to be a zombie, and you get the Force.
There you go.
Yeah.
I get the Force, and Tyler can be a zombie.
Wait a minute. Why am I a zombie?
Because you love zombies.
I don't want to be a zombie.
He wants to fight the zombies, silly.
Oh, you want to fight the zombies? Okay, you can be Negan.
Okay, so I thought that pushing Rey as the master that's teaching was a bit much. Although I would say the same thing with Luke being the master that's training people because he was whiny, and I think that's why the Jedi Order can never come back, is because they don't have anybody that's good enough to train the next generation.
I feel like Chris has thoughts about that.
Chris definitely has thoughts.
I'm seeing his face. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna." Oh no!
It's absolutely
no.
adorable. It's absolutely
It's like
adorable.
behind the eyes. I can tell.
Well, I didn't like how Rey all of a sudden became the all-knowing Jedi Master
Right.
With a book.
Right.
with several books.
Well,
That was canon. That did happen.
Yeah.
yes, but didn't those books get burned up in
No.
the Temple
thought
of
they did.
Fire?
Somehow she
She
got
saved
them.
Okay, because
But,
I've
you
only
know-
seen Rise of Skywalker once.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot for the Star Wars nerd that I am.
well, especially with the sequel trilogy, one of the things I liked that they explored in the sequel trilogy is like the Jedi, while we see them as the good guys, were they actually good? I don't think they were entirely good. I think they were kind of,
Two sides of each coin.
yeah. But I understand that, this is a kid's movie and they have to like raise the main character, so they had to,
Yeah.
give her
Yeah.
a purpose. So it was a good plot device
Yeah.
to,
Now, before we move on to the good stuff in this, I will say that this is the one thing that I do think they did right, but then again, maybe not after what Tyler said. I'd like to see that this was made for kids. It wasn't made for us.
Yeah.
There was a lot of jokes,
I
after
think
it got
was
really
made
good.
for both. I think
It
it's
was.
for both.
But
It's one of those things that works on both levels.
But like the Mandalorian and all that, it's not made for the kids so much. I mean, it's got
Mandalorian's
stuff.
not, no.
Everything in the Star Wars universe originally was made for us when we were kids.
Yeah.
This not so.
Yeah.
I think that they were definitely, whether they succeeded or not, apparently not according to Tyler's kids.
Just
That's not
first
harping on your
thing.
kids because I get it too. But I think at least they were making an effort to be fun for the kids.
Yeah. I think the beauty with the Lego stuff though is it works on both levels though.
Yeah.
Because it's it's geared toward kids, but there's those jokes on that higher level
And we'll definitely get to that in
that
a
the
minute, yeah.
adults get. So
Okay.
It's pretty easy to digest. As long as
Yeah.
they keep showing BB-8, my 3-year-old was fine. My 9-year-old, he could pick up on a lot of the the little lessons that were trying to come through. And
Oh yeah.
as
Oh,
long as they keep showing lightsabers, he's fine too. So.
and I gotta say at the end, what I really loved, which no kid got, but the Burl Ives homage that Yoda did with the bowler hat.
That was cute.
That's
so hard.
that forgave so many movie sins right there.
Oh, I laughed so hard.
Okay, so before we get into the good part of the movie, we discussed the part that we're all going to whine and gripe about. Okay, that's all done. Now we're going to talk about the good stuff. But before we do, let's do something we haven't done in 6 months. Let's do a game show.
Longer than that, I think.
I like games.
Here's a generic game show for you.
Okay, so for our game show today, we are, by the way, thank you, Lies, for giving us these questions. So don't blame me. I did not write them. I'm just the one that's going to be giving the bad points away. Chris, because you know everything, instantly you've just lost 50 points.
Yeah. Amazing.
on a five question show. So
I feel like he's in trouble.
impress me, I guess. I don't know.
He's gonna do the entire thing in Huttese.
Oh wow. Oh man, I want to talk about that, but we'll get back to that.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay, so question number 1, and we're going to do this as Tyler, Courtney, and Chris. That's how we're answering everything. Okay, question number 1: who are the names of Chewie's family members in the original holiday special? Tyler.
I believe it was Tango and Cash.
Oh, you got points. You got points, but that's not the right answer. But you got points right there.
Oh.
Okay, you got a point for that one. Courtney.
Tyler's was better. I just have hairy mom and hairy dad.
And a negative point to Courtney. So, Chris, either you have the right answer or you got to entertain the heck out of me. What do you got on this one, bud?
Who are Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, Dub? Because I have no idea what Chewie's parents' names are.
That was good. Oh, I'll give you a
This
point.
is how you game show people.
Yes.
Okay, so the proper answers: the father is Attichuk, his son Lumperoo, and his mom, which was Maltabuck.
Wait, like his son? Like he had a son?
I don't know if it's his son or his brother, but if it's his father and mother and his, well, I guess that would be a 70s family right there, because the kid's definitely getting raised by the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see the mom around, so
Well, and Chewie's always flying around on the Millennium Falcon with Han, so
because he's shiftless. Yes, he's a hippie that has the long hair and stuff. We're taking this into an entirely different world. Okay, question number 2. Who voices C-3PO in both of the specials? Tyler.
I believe it was Gilbert Godfrey
Oh, that would have been amazing.
because he's super annoying.
Well, I can't debate that. It's not the right answer, but I can't debate it.
I can't get the thought of that out of my head now.
You're welcome.
Courtney, what do you got?
Anthony Daniels.
Very good. Ding,
You had
ding,
to
ding,
look
ding,
because
ding.
you didn't know.
No, I knew.
Uh-huh.
I did. Shut up.
You're
Okay.
like, I'm gonna look the answer, see if she's right.
Well, actually, I was thinking it was Christopher Daniels for some weird reason because I was watching wrestling the other day. Anyway, Chris, what do you got?
Anthony Daniels.
Anthony Daniels. Okay, that's -8 points.
Yeah.
If in case y'all haven't noticed, the points don't really matter on these
It don't
shows
really matter.
because the prize is for $1 million. If you guys don't tie,
Yeah.
the prize is $1 million to the winner. But if you tie, you don't get
I
nothing.
feel like we're all gonna tie.
I feel like that might happen.
Well,
Behind the
I
curtain a
still
little bit.
have. I'm still in the negative, so God knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you've got to
Well,
get
that
yourself
puts
out
you
of the
up-
Dago
that-
You can
swamp
pull it
there,
out.
That
buddy.
puts you up to 0 points. That pulls you up to
Nice.
0.
That was a 50-point answer for you, Chris.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's see where are we at.
3.
Okay, chronologically, when does the Lego Star Wars special occur? Tyler?
My kids were talking through most of it, but wasn't it after Force Awakens?
It was no.
Oh.
Close though.
See how well I was able to pay attention.
Courtney?
Okay, I'm gonna say after Last Jedi, but I don't think
No.
that was right.
Nope. And Chris?
That
1
was
point.
all-
Let's see if we can tie.
Well, unfortunately, I had the same answer after the Last Jedi.
It was after Rise of Skywalker. Apparently, if
We should know because Luke's not there.
What?
Mm.
yeah, that's actually a really good point on that.
Right.
Okay, so all the wind just came out of the sails on that one. What this is my favorite part of the movie, and I hope you all get this right because I love this part of the movie. It made me so happy, and we're going to talk in length about it. What did Darth
Wow.
Vader get the Emperor for Life Day? Tyler,
We got him a beautiful mug
very good.
that I should have made.
Yes, you
It
should
would have
have
been better.
because it would have said "I Heart Geek" on it, and that would have been amazing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And it would have had the personalized name on the bottom, Emperor.
Emperor Palpatine.
Go for Papa Palpatine.
Go over Papa Palpatine.
Courtney.
A coffee mug.
It wasn't coffee. It was just a mug. I'm gonna have to deduct points. I'm kidding. You got a point. Okay. That look, I feel like I'm getting force choked right now through your
That's
brain.
why my name is Darth Courtney today.
Chris, what do you got, bud?
The Galaxy's Best Emperor mug.
Very good.
See, he should get bonus points because he got remember
He
what it
does. He
said.
just tied everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just cost somebody $1 million, Chris.
Oh no.
Okay. Now, I won't tell you how many points because I don't want you guys
a
blowing this one.
gazillion million
For all the points,
in the galaxy.
what is the name of the holiday celebrated in the holiday special? Tyler?
Life Day.
Very good. Courtney?
Life Day.
And Chris?
What is Life Day, Alex?
Oh, that made
For
me
a million
sad.
We love you, Alex Trebek.
We do. Everybody got 1 million points. We tied. Yay! Everyone's
Yay!
a winner.
I'm not in the negative. Woo!
Lots of blue ribbons. Or what? Blue ribbons today? Or what color are the participation ribbons?
Whatever color we want.
Whatever.
I never
Yeah.
got one as a kid because I was like the cutoff. I think.
Everything's blue in Star Wars, right?
There you go.
Well, unless it's bad, and then
Well, everything you can eat is blue in Star Wars.
that is true. And
It's an
since
They
edible
have,
ribbon.
it's monochromatic food in Star Wars.
back to the movie, since when does freaking Rey have a yellow lightsaber?
Well, if you paid
Then
attention.
she
built
became
her
made
own
out of
dragon.
Lego.
Actually,
Skywalker.
actual in me. No,
It,
what
it, it, it's
happened,
at
or I missed it?
at the very end of the Rise of Skywalker. She's seen briefly with a yellow lightsaber that she made out of her staff.
That's right, because
It's
she
because
makes
I fell
one.
asleep. I got you. Okay, because it wasn't a good movie.
When she
Okay.
became made of Legos.
Yes.
I thought, okay, and so we're jumping into Rey went to the cave. I'll be back in time, and she has that very, very faked out. That may be a real accent, but it sounds like the fake English accent. And it's like,
Well, I
Anyway.
think the voiceover artist was trying to be Daisy Ridley,
yeah, and she didn't do it. Very
which is random information. The only person that's voiced by their actual character, the
C-3PO.
it's Rose.
And Lando.
Oh,
And
and
C-
Lando, Rose and Lando.
C-3PO.
Well, and C-3PO, but like I found it
So the
interesting.
only one.
No,
except
I
for
found it
everybody
interesting
else.
of like all of like of Poe and Ray and
Yeah.
Finn. Rose is the only one that's performed by her actual Star Wars actress counterpart.
I thought she wasn't doing anything with Star Wars anymore because everyone was mean to her.
I don't know. She got more lines in this movie than she did in all three of the other ones. So
That's why she did it.
yeah.
She got more screen time in this children's movie than she
Right.
got in the other
In the
two
other-
children's movies she was in.
Is it wrong that she was better in this one though?
Yeah,
No.
I was kind of thinking that myself.
Look, I like the actress. I think
I like
she's
the actress.
adorable.
I think
thought
the part was
character
terrible.
just-
And I think that we all need to stop blaming our Star Wars issues.
It's not her fault.
It's bad, we have bad characters in the Star Wars universe. There are
We do.
characters that people don't like. Stop taking things personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Goose Fraba. Okay. Sorry, the irritation of mine I had to do. I absolutely loved the convoluted, all-encompassing time jumps. They kept it simple at first, which is what they should have done. You know, they jumped in, jumped out, jumped in, jumped out, and then we're going to start doing multiple stuff, and that's when it gets convoluted. You okay? That Kahlua kick you there, Courtney? There, Darth?
No, I was just thinking about all the different jumps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they hit Mandalorian, I laughed so hard.
Oh my god! And
Because you hear the music.
The music.
first, right? You hear the music first before you see Mando, and then they jumped in. I laughed so hard. It scared Chaplin out of his nap, and he jumped straight out of the blanket he was under, and then ran to the door like the house was on fire or something.
and it was so much simpler of a time as when you could still call him Baby Yoda instead of an anime character. You know, it was. If you guys haven't watched Mandalorian yet, this comes out
There's
after.
spoilers everywhere if you haven't.
This does come out after. This episode will be out after we drop our Mandalorian episode, so you will know who he is by now. Anyway, but I thought that was probably my favorite of the time jump scenes, and it was like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
If
because
that-
everybody looked at Baby Yoda, went, "Aww."
Aww. Except for Blythe. He didn't say that.
Stop lightsaber fighting to go, "Aww," and then they went back to trying to kill each other.
It was really cute. It was a really cute moment in the movie.
But that really does speak to what they have tried to make this character in the Star Wars universe, which I think is a great.
I wasn't expecting a jump into the Mandalorian.
No, neither
I think
was
that
I.
was the other thing for me. It's like all the other jumps made sense, and yet were stuff you expected, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here's the Mandalorian. I'm like, oh, okay, this is awesome.
So let's talk our favorite jumps.
Are the time jumps canon anywhere in?
I don't think they can, because otherwise that screws up everything.
There was some sort of world
Yeah.
between worlds and was it Clone Wars or Rebels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
I was just kind of wondering where the whole crystal time jump
Yeah, where did
thing came from.
Chris? Do you know where this whole time jump thing came from?
I think they made it just for this movie
Gotcha.
because time travel is not canon. And like you said before, if they incorporated time travel, it would make things a lot more complicated. And I don't have the brain power to sort through all the
No.
different timelines.
But have you guys figured out what the homage was with the time travel thing?
It was
It is
either
a very famous Christmas movie.
was it Stargate?
No, Christmas movie.
Oh. No.
It's a Wonderful Life. They're going through seeing, well, this is how they trained this person. This is why they trained this person. That's where they got the homage to it. I don't know if anyone.
Oh.
That's actually a fact. That's where they got the idea.
Neat.
Now,
Yeah, I'm not
what I
buying
wish
that.
they would have
but-
done though, and I think it changed due to the fact that they had to have them interact with people. I would have rather. I think they could have told a better story with less convolution if they would have actually they just show up and it's like, well, these memories are in the crystal, but then they can't really affect anything, because that does really take away from the Luke and flying the X-Wing through and all that other stuff. It takes it away, because now Luke, literally, they made Luke nothing in these movies. Rey literally took over everything Luke has done.
Well, I mean, it's a kids' movie. That's
I
what
know, and I understand that. Remember, we said that they're making more of an effort for the kids. So
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be all harsh on it, but that is a change that I wish would have happened, that they couldn't have interacted, that these were all just strictly memories. Rey could have still learned the lesson she needed to learn. However, you don't have all the brilliance of the Emperor, because he was the best character in this movie. Just the best. Well,
he kind
yeah,
of
go
reminded
ahead.
me of like
The robot chicken one.
yeah.
Almost. And I think that there was definitely a little simpatico going on there between the two.
It even sounded like the robot chicken voice actor in a little bit to me in some cases.
I didn't look, but it's possible. But we have this thing on the internet or something. If Courtney wants to look it up while we keep going. Yeah. Okay. So when we're going through all these scenes, I want to hear some of your favorite scenes that everyone went through. Yes, Mandalorian won. Other than that, let's hear some of your favorite scenes. And I want to hear a scene that you would have liked to have seen them go to that they didn't. Let's see.
Anytime he spoke up, more fighty.
Yeah.
Let's talk more.
Let's
talky more
Oh,
fighty.
so good. They made him into such a child in it, and I loved it.
Absolutely.
And
it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, definitely you could see a lot of Kylo in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's, and then that scene when he does the again, going back with the Emperor. Would you ever throw me down a reactor? No, I would never throw you down a reactor.
The whole point where Hux comes in and can't talk because Kylo has his shirt off, and they're all just terrified. Like everybody that sees Kylo with his shirt off just was like, "Oh, put his shirt on."
See, I mean, I think I can say this, but was that like the world's most homoerotic Star Wars moment ever?
That was like awkward.
It was awkward. And what? Yeah. I'm treading thin ice here. I know,
put a
but
shirt on. Put a shirt on.
I love the fact that they made fun of Kylo Ren without a shirt on. That that made me laugh so hard.
Well, when the Emperor tells him to put a shirt on, and then he goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
Who was the character with the sideburns? Opie with the sideburns. What is his name?
General Hux.
General Hux.
Yeah.
Was there that kind of weird energy in the movies that I missed? It was there?
A little
Okay.
bit, yeah.
So, you know what? That good for them that they played off of it. I don't remember that necessarily, but then I can definitely, I'm like, okay, that's funny as heck.
I almost feel like every time they cut back to the Millennium Falcon, I was like, no, go back to the Emperor because he's funny. And I'm enjoying this too much. Where, I get it's a Christmas holiday movie and they have to show them in the holiday hijinks and they burnt the turkey. I thought that was funny where they was on top of the Falcon roasting the turkey. I don't remember what the
tip-yip.
The tip-yip turducken. That's what I always every time they said tip-yip I'm like turducken, okay. But I kind of wish they added a bit of I kind of wanted them to do a parody on the I hate sand for some reason because they showed you them fighting on the lava.
Oh yeah.
I like the little references to the prequels they made, and they were just.
I like Maul. I like Darth Maul. That was hilarious. Crawling around without legs.
Crawling really half a body.
Still going to town.
Yeah. I just because they made fun of they took everything in jest. I would have loved to have seen them go after
the two Hans asking each other who's going to shoot first.
That was funny.
That
was really. I forgot about that until you said it. That was
and right before that, Greedo walks onto the Millennium Falcon and goes McClunky.
That was funny.
So it's the setup was coming. Just do it.
And as I say, that's kind of a no-no, at least in the George Lucas universe, to have mentioned that. I think probably since Disney took over, it's not so much of a no-no to say anymore because we don't talk about that being changed.
Well, that edit is dumb. So
it absolutely was. I wish they would have went back to Han being put into carbonite. I think they could have done some really interesting stuff with that. I think that, and they could have really made fun of the hand puppet when the Millennium Falcon was escaping the hand puppet on the "That's no moon," they could have actually had somebody with a sock there, and I think that would have been so brilliant, and people would have loved it, I think. But those are really the only two scenes I can think of that I'm like, I really wanted her to go back to that.
I also really loved how they went back to Hoth with Darth Vader entering as,
Yeah.
she's fighting Darth Vader. I thought that was cute too.
It was a little confusing, even for
You're
me.
right there.
And then the two Lukes are in, and it gets a little, much.
How about the two clone stormtroopers? I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You were I was just gonna say, Jinx! No, you Jinx! Double Jinx!
There was a lot of really good moments in this movie. I think that, honestly, I don't think that as a Star Wars fan you should watch it. I think as a geek you should watch these movies. This movie, it was really, I feel like they were trying to redeem the Star Wars Christmas special, and I think they did. And I think that I'm going to choose to believe that the first 10 minutes was a choice that they made because the first one was so bad, and like, okay, this is what people want. People are expecting this. And then it really does take off. It was like it was two different movies there.
Yeah.
Because the end of it was just, I laughed so many times out loud, and I don't usually do that. But the first part, I'm just like, I'm texting my friends, don't watch this. This is terrible. This sucks. I want my life back. So, to make it that desperately different, I think that it had to be a choice. Does anyone else want to give them that pass, or is that just me?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. After that first slow 10 minutes, this movie was surprisingly funny and heartwarming, and it
brought
was,
in everybody too.
Yeah, it was a fun
Christmas special,
holiday Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And being that I've never seen the original,
lucky you.
But everything I've heard about it, I went in with pretty low expectations to begin with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helped a little bit. Like after that 10 minutes, it did pick up. It was pretty entertaining. But like you said, you go into it as a nerd, not a Star Wars fan. It's just a fun romp.
Yeah. Don't. It's not groundbreaking. It's not going to change canon, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. And that's all I want out of a Christmas special. Even when I love sitcoms and I love the Christmas special. I don't want it to have anything to do with the rest of the season. I don't want that to change anything, but I want that moment that everybody loves each other and it's just all is right with the world at the end. And it gave me what I needed in a Christmas special. Absolutely. Fair enough. Okay, so let's kind of wrap this up a little bit. I want to actually ask everybody, what do you want Santa to bring you from the Star Wars universe? So let's start with, I'm going to let you think about it for a second, Tyler. Courtney, since I always put you on the spot.
Yep.
Fire away, baby.
I want Mara Jade to be made canon.
Oh. I want the twins.
Please, Santa.
Make it happen for me. Tyler, what do you want for Santa to bring you from Star Wars?
I want to see Ezra train Baby Yoda. I think with some of the things that went on in the last episode of The Mandalorian, maybe they could have a path.
It's possible.
Yeah, Thrawn was mentioned.
Nice.
So.
I love Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's one of my favorite characters.
Chris, what do you want?
I would like Santa to bring me a ticket to Disney World that says I'm the only person, along with my fiance, to be in Galaxy's Edge for the entire day.
You are going to invite me, right? I'm going to put you on shows all the time. Thanks. As long as you stay on the other side of the park, you can do that.
Let's see. It'll be
go to Epcot.
It'll be you. Oh, I love. we could have an entire Disney World.
Never been there.
Really?
I've only been to Disneyland. I'm a West Coaster. What do you want from me?
I've been to Disney World and I'm a West Coaster.
Yeah. Okay.
Dub, I have to educate you in the ways of Disney World because it's so much fun.
We shall talk after.
I
yes,
live in
that's-
Florida and I haven't been there in probably 20 years.
Wow.
So,
Well, it's closed now,
Guess
but
we're
you should,
taking Tyler and Kimberly.
yeah,
you should definitely go to
Now the Galaxy Edge is
Quest.
open.
Galaxy Edge.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that looks amazing.
we're gonna
Okay.
make a trip.
Now, Santa Claus, can you please bring Samuel L. Jackson back to Star Wars proper
As
universe
Windu.
as Mace Windu? Maybe he can
There you
train
go.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's gonna show
Oh
up.
yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm kind of hoping and have an epic battle with Boba. Well,
They've been keeping it pretty quiet as to
I'm
who
and I'm glad they
special
are.
guests are. Because
So-
every time they have somebody
Yep.
new just pop in, it's been a mate like Timothy Oliphant in the first or second episode, I can't remember. He
First,
popped in, everybody's like, we didn't know he was gonna show up.
Mhm.
So they've been doing pretty good hiding all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I think it's proper to say that you can check out on every Sunday night. We do release a new Mandalorian episode until the end of the season,
Mhm.
and then we're going to be talking about other stuff. We got more shows planned. Yes,
Stuff in the
not gonna leave you
hopper.
hanging. We will be doing Christmas episodes every Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever we do it on, for the rest of the month. And Merry Christmas, y'all! And until next time, I'm Dub. I'm here with Chris. I'm here with Courtney, and I'm here with Tyler. Keep on geeking on. Merry Christmas,
Happy
guys.
Life Day.
Happy Life Day.
Hello, our geek rock stars. I'm Satomi Hoffman with I Heart Geek, and we heart you. And I'm going to tell you about a way that you can heart us back. So here's the deal. I Heart Geek has just launched our Patreon page. This is a chance for you to help us with production costs and help us keep bringing these podcasts to you. Not a lot of people know it. We don't make any money making this podcast, but we do it because we heart geek, we heart bringing it to you, and we heart obsessing over the things that you heart. So how do you become involved? Super simple. There are 4 tiers of support. The first tier of support is only $3 a month, about the price of a cup of coffee if you don't go to Starbucks. And we will love you like we love Baby Yoda, except for Blythe, who doesn't feel the Baby Yoda love, which... So now tier 2 is $5 a month, which now we're talking like a drip coffee and a cookie. And for that, we'll display your name during the show and also put you in the end credits. Name recognition, y'all. Now tier 3, $10 a month. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. We will actually take your suggestions and we will put them in the rotation of the show. So whatever you obsess about, which we already probably obsess about, we will obsess about on air. All right, now we're talking tier 4. We're talking the Triforce Excalibur Infinity Gauntlet level of subscription. $20 a month will get you as a regular rotational cast member on the show. We'll have you come on, we'll discuss the things that you heart, the things that we heart, we'll argue, we'll laugh, we'll have a great time, and you will have made I Heart Geek better for your subscription. And of course you can tell all your friends, hey, haha, I'm on a podcast. So there you have it. 4 easy ways to help I Heart Geek become a listener-supported podcast, and you get something in return. We heart you, we thank you, we heart geek, and remember to keep on geeking on.
You have been listening to the latest episode of the I Heart Geek Show. Make sure you visit our website at www.iheartgeekshow.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you check us out on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on geeking on to all of you geek rock stars.